Damn it, I grumbled as I realized I had left my gym bag in my locker. It was after school and I was on my way to cross-country practice. This was my third year on the team, and I was proud of the fact that I was in a prime position to lead us to state this year. Coach Klein was convinced that I would break some records during the season. Yeah, I was pretty good. And modest, too. And running really, really late. Coach Klein would make me run extra time if I didn't pull my finger out. I jogged back down the hallway toward my locker and collided with someone coming in the opposite direction. I reached out to grab a hold of the other person's arms to steady myself. "I'm so sorry," I breathed out, feeling embarrassed. My head shot up at the throaty laugh. Clay's eyes twinkled at me as he held onto my wrist.
"We've got to stop meeting like this,"
he said with amusement. I swallowed hard and felt my heart thud against my chest. I had looked for him at school today. It had only been 2 days since our impromptu coffee date on Saturday, but I strangely missed him. I didn't even know the guy, but I wanted to be around him way more than was normal. But he had been elusive. He didn't come into the cafeteria, and I never saw him in the hallway. I even made a point to wait outside of the creative writing class I knew he had with Rachel, but he somehow snuck out without me seeing him. Okay, I admit, I was becoming a bit obsessed. So seeing him here after searching for him for the last 8 hours was a bit of a shock. "I think we need to start wearing neon safety vests or something," I joked, righting myself on my feet. I realized we still held each other's arms. I felt all tingly when I realized how close we were. I unceremoniously dropped my hands to my sides, feeling awkward. Clay released me from his hold and hefted his book bag up on his shoulder.
"Probably not a bad idea. You're kind of lethal. It would give me a bit of warning the next time you come careening at me."
His smile made me tremble. It was crazy, this effect he had on me. We stood in silence for a moment. I was suddenly tongue-tied, which was definitely not my norm. "You heading home?" I asked him lamely. It was 3:30. Of course he was leaving. What a dumb question. If I could have smacked my forehead, I would have.
Well, I was thinking of taking a drive, do a bit of exploring. I still don't know my way around very well."
He looked at me and raised an eyebrow.
"Want to come with me? I could use a local's expertise."
Oh shit. Clay and me in a car together, alone. That sounded like heaven, or the source of some very serious anxiety. I opened my mouth, not sure what to say. I looked at the clock. I was already late for cross-country. I looked at Clay again as he waited expectantly for an answer.
"Come on, Maggie, please, take pity on the new kid,"
he teased. Without waiting for me to say anything, he took my book bag from my shoulder.
"Come on."
He cocked his head in the direction of the door. Glancing at the clock again, I shrugged. Screw it. Missing one practice wouldn't kill me. "Sure, why not? Can't have you wandering around lost in the middle of nowhere. The natives could eat you." Clay laughed. I followed him out of the school, trying not to feel guilty for blowing off practice. But as I watched his fantastic ass in his dark jeans, I forgot about guilt and was overcome by unbridled hormones. Clay put his hand on the small of my back and steered me toward his car. I tried not to sigh at his touch. His fingers felt warm through my shirt, and my mind drifted to some very dirty thoughts of his fingers touching me in other places. Wow, I was turning into a tart. He clicked open the locks and opened my door for me. I looked up at him and beamed a simpering smile. "Such a gentleman." I batted my eyelashes. Clay laughed again and shook his head after I got inside.
"Well, I try. No sense in revealing my evil intentions right away."
His eyes smoldered as he looked at me, and I tried not to gulp. Clay closed the door behind me and quickly got into the driver's seat. He started up the BMW, and I delighted in the smooth purr of the engine. This is some car. I'll try not to hate you the next time I try to get my junk pile to start. Clay smiled tightly but didn't respond. For some reason, his car was a touchy subject. He pulled out of the car lot and onto the main road. "Do you mind?" I asked, indicating the radio.
"Go ahead. There are some CDs in the glove compartment there."
I pulled out a handful of CDs and was surprised to see several of my favorites. "You like Placebo?" I asked, holding up Sleeping with Ghosts.
"Hell yeah. I saw them live in Miami a few years ago. They're amazing."
"Lucky," I grumbled with good-natured jealousy. I popped open the CD cover and put the disc into the